Hey, what's up, guys? This is Soul with another Horrific Visions run, where I'm going to do some commentary through a complete 3-chest run, this time through the tainted and corrupted areas of Stormwind. And of course, don't forget to like the video if you enjoy yourself, or if this is useful, and to subscribe for more of this and all things Warcraft. Anyway, this run was done on live realms because at the moment, Blizzard shut down Horrific Visions on the PTR, so I was a little bit nervous doing this run. And you're going to see, if you can manage to look at the time, it's really late at night. So anyway, real quick, I'll break down my character's setup. I got an item level of 445 running in the best kind of setup that I can get away with, which centers around crit as my secondary stat. Yeah, crit. I'm using tanking trinkets. My cape was at rank 6 at the time, and I have a neck level of 75. This right here is my Azeroth trait list, along with my talent loadout, and I'm using pretty much every buff that I can get a hold of, including the Ghastly Goulash, which just started with this season, which restores 2% of my max health every second while I'm in a Horrific Vision. And without further ado, let's get started. So I was pretty nervous doing this. It was late at night. It was late at night, right after raid. And I thought, oh, let me get this out of the way. Might as well get it over with and see if I can get it done. And I was nervous because I didn't want to screw up because this meant, getting footage. So anyway, I kick off. I kicked off with popping an invisible potion right away because I'm not going to be gunning through this stretch at all. I'm just going to skip these first 2 packs of mobs. Turn right around. That's where Alaria's room is. And this is when the run really starts. So I start to pull, start grabbing ads. I accidentally grabbed that void globule right over there to the right. I didn't really mean to do that, but that actually worked out. So I started on the void speaker person over here, and I really should have blew it up. And I think that's where I made my first real big screw up of the run, because I got feared here, and I really shouldn't have. It should have died. And like I said, since I was nervous and it was late, I think I just kind of got sloppy with this particular pull. Now, something like this is really hard to line of sight. There are a lot of abilities that you need to avoid that come from these rift people, basically the 2 guards that are guarding Alaria. See, I got caught by that stun right over there, which I really shouldn't have. Promised power is the madness that we're dealing with here, so and I can't really rely on it at all. Especially later on. But as you can see, like I'm starting to manage things okay. I'm letting that one ranged archer person just kind of free cast, just free fire however they like. I'm missing interrupts. I'm making all sorts of mistakes. So this is a really bad start, but I'm able to recover from it. Thankfully, I was a little surprised throughout this run that crit strike was really effective here. I was able to do a lot better than I thought I was going to. So anyway, I cleared this pack over here. I can pass right over these little slime thingamajiggers. You don't need to kill those, but I do need to kill. Do need to take out these gnomes right over here. So I just drag them right over to the door that I'm going to be walking through, and just take these guys out. So I chose this area first because I'm used to this one. I was actually not even used to doing the second area. I think I've only completed it once before this. So this was this is a pretty hectic run. I could use my horse to dash through here, but I don't know why I didn't. So I have to set these bombs here. But what's troublesome is the madness that takes place here, Scorched Feet. So you saw that there was fire under my feet, and what happens is that the next couple of steps I make in whatever direction, except for backwards, I'm going to jump in that direction, and then I lay down some fire. So I grab a couple of packs along with this mini boss over here. Pop cooldowns, get nuts, go nasty. There's an archer over there. So you can see, like, I'm trying to use the jump to my advantage, or at least I'm trying to control it. So as long as I'm not moving, I don't automatically jump. So that's the best way that you can really keep control of this ability. You can't just dispel it. So it's going to keep happening. Anyway, you saw that I was able to blow up that mini boss pretty darn quick. I guess it just happened to be easy, or I guess I just happened to have decent gear. So you can see right now I'm not moving. I'm just kind of keeping my composure, keeping my cool. That's a really important component of this specific madness. Because if you're moving around crazy and I did that in previous runs when the PTR did work, I was making mistakes, I was running into stuff, I was getting into combat when I didn't want to. So you really want to it's going to take some time to get used to this madness because you lose the control for just that little bit. I was kind of fat figuring I was using my horse for like no reason, and I'm trying to get this pack here, and I do this one a little bit sloppy too. I could have tried to line of sight these heart piercers a little bit better before really engaging them. Didn't do a great job of that. Running low on sanity, so I'm starting to get nervous again. But I'm trying to hold it through. After I take down that big guy, things feel a lot more calm. I'm at a point where okay, I can take care of these guys, get a couple of breaths as I take out this last guy, but I immediately want to throw down my sanity orb. I gotta get my stuff back up, so I might as well throw it down here while I pick up while I click on that last bomb and kind of assess where I'm going. I'm kind of lost here. I'm just not used to Stormwind, so once I'm ready, I go back, take care of this other bomb after I kind of fiddle my way through. And then kind of double back just a little bit. Could have went that way, oh well. Double back so I can take care of this mob here that I kind of skipped or overlooked. So like I said, crit was extremely useful. More useful than I thought. So I don't have any corrupted gear apart from the Void Ritual and something that boosts my crit strike, the crit that I get by 12%. That's pretty much it. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go all in with the crit. I changed my enchants and my gems, and I just went for it. And it seems to be paying off. I'm able to nuke down these guys pretty quick. And with the health buff that I'm getting, I don't need to worry too much about mitigation or blocking or resistance or things like that. I mean, I still kept my tank trinkets and everything. There was a trinket that I got from Nyaloth that let me float a little bit, but with this Scorched Feet, it would make me like jump like a huge distance, so I would lose a lot of control, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm just using tank trinkets here. So here's the main mini-boss person of this particular section. He's not terribly difficult. There's not a whole lot that he does, even though I make some mistakes here. You just need to avoid that fire stuff. He also does a cast that I just kind of forgot about. You can see right there I got some sanity hits, but I just blew him up. I just popped all my cooldowns, no pots, but I was able to take him out without too much trouble. So after taking the portal here, I'm taking right back to the cathedral. The way is clear because I accidentally pulled the mobs that were here. That worked out pretty well for me. But I'm able to run over that blobby stuff and just get right into this next area. So Scorched Feet turns right back on. And here's where I'm not as familiar. I've only completed this area once during testing, so I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. I made a couple of mistakes here on previous runs and ended up wiping. So I'm trying to, I'm a little bit more calm here, except for that tentacle. I really hate fighting these tentacles. I just don't like, it's kind of like a hunter when you're fighting a hunter and they feign death. You lose their target, and that can get really frustrating. I think I actually lost the target. I'm not quite sure if I killed it here. We'll see if it pops up in just a little bit. Yeah, see, there's a tentacle. It's like, surprise, mother effer. And all that, but otherwise these mobs, they're not terribly dangerous. They do casty moves that you want to try and interrupt, but I'm just kind of going for it. I interrupt the agonizing torment. That's very important. That drains quite a bit of sanity, and I'm starting to run pretty low. Unfortunately, I missed my interrupts. I used an adventure shield a little bit too early, so I take pretty much the full brunt of this other agonizing torment. I'm not quite sure if I can line of sight it or anything. And I think I took another hit from Agonizing Torment again. Yep, yeah, I do. Yeah, so I made a lot of mistakes taking that guy out, but I still, I'm still kind of okay. I decide, okay, I'll just go ahead and lay down an orb here because I'm not quite sure what to expect next. And then I pull some of these guys over here, not even quite knowing if I should. And later I find out that, yes, it's a good idea to take those mobs out too. Right now we can just kind of calmly take these guys out. No problem, no sweat. The timer is pretty much reset. And here we go with 2 tentacles. Great. that's what I thought to myself when I saw this pack. I'm like, oh boy. Okay, forget the casters. I don't care about the casters, but the tentacles, please. Like, you'll notice if you rewatch this video, I'm using like the good abilities. I'm using my Crucible of Flame on the tentacles because they're just that annoying to me. I want to take these guys out, and I hate fighting these. I don't think I killed him yet. Yeah, see? There it is. It's still there. Have to click and take him out, and finally, alright? So now for an easy mob, the mini-boss. So this is the second mini-boss and the only other mini-boss that you have to take care of in here. And you'll see why in just a moment. So this guy's pull can get a little bit annoying, especially when you forget exactly what it is that they did. I was like, oh crap, what do I do again? Oh, okay. I mean, he's pulling towards you, so of course your first instinct is to not let him succeed at whatever he's doing. But he goes down pretty quick. Thank you, crits. Huge help. Big buff. And now all we need to do is go throughout this area and click on these cages. So at this point, I'm feeling confident. I feel like I'm sitting pretty, but I know that I tend to get overconfident too about something. So I'm trying to, trying to take it easy, trying to make sure that I don't make any dumb mistakes. I always get nervous on stuff like these because I hate to like disconnect or have a crash or something terrible happen. I hear so many reports of things like that happening, and that's why I've tried to send feedback to Blizzard about, hey, maybe you should give us like a free run to help buffer those kinds of freak accidents. But oh well. So we're getting through, and hopefully by now, with you observing the way that I'm jumping, you kind of get an idea of how Scorched Feet works. You lose a lot of control, but you have an opportunity to regain that control. Except for these tentacles. These tentacles like suck forever. I think I used my Crucible on that guy because it's all that matters. It really is all that matters. So I'm eventually able to get through here. It's a little bit hard to navigate through Stormwind. Maybe I should take a walk through here at some point and reacquaint myself with... God, this jumping. This jumping is annoying, I gotta say. It takes a lot of getting used to maintain control. But now we're ready to go back. We're ready to take out Ilaria. I skipped that treasure chest that was on the right side because I think I was just in the zone at this point. I was like, all right, don't make mistakes. Don't do anything that's going to possibly compromise the objective. Let's just do it. Let's throw down our sanity thingamajigger. Let's get our strength pots going and our drums ready, because here we go. All right, I'm waiting for that button to get pushed on screen, and wait for it. Oh, here we go. And then here's the pull. So Ilaria does feel quite a bit tougher when she's two-chested. Darkened Sky and everything she has, of course she retains her original ability of Darkened Sky, but now she does chains. Notice that when I go behind this pillar, the pillar is shaped in such a way that you can just kind of like hug it from behind, and even though you're being chained, you're not going to go anywhere because you're kind of stuck between those grooves. Here, I'll throw down like whatever little DPS that I can. Consecration, hey, gotta love it. But for the most part, I try to control the fight by trying to line of sight her to me instead of me trying to reach out to her, except in the case where I'm unable to get her to move, like when she's doing that big cast in the middle. You'll see her do it again in just a little bit. But this fight turned out fairly smooth. There wasn't, I didn't run into too many issues here. So here I am, I'm hugging the pillar once again. Gonna throw in a couple of attacks before I need to play safe and hide behind this pillar. Skaboosh. There's the promise power again, then screw it. I don't care about it. It's definitely my least favorite out of all of the tainted buffs. You can see that she goes down fairly quickly. I mean, I think I'm reasonably geared for doing a 3 chest here. But I'm playing it safe. No need to be risky. Not yet. Not until I know that I need to. And with a couple more hits and a judgment to the dome, that's it. So that is the run, folks. And yeah, this was my first 3 chest clear. You'll see the achievement pop up in just a little bit. So it wasn't so bad. It was a lot less stressful than I thought it would be, but hey, there's no problem with over preparing, right? So I hope this was useful for you. If you have any questions about specifics or whatnot, feel free to leave a comment below and ask questions. Also, keep an eye out for the Horrific Visions for Dummies guide. I'm going to be reusing this I'm going to be reusing this footage for the purpose of that video where I explain pretty much everything. As you can see, I still didn't get any good corrupted stuff. That's great, but hey, that's kind of how it goes when working this sort of stuff, right? So anyway, off I go. You guys have a good one. Please don't forget to like the video if this was helpful, and to support me however way you feel like it. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.